In 2025, the US-China tech war has escalated, shaping the global geopolitical landscape. This isn't just a trade dispute, it's a battle to define the rules of the 21st century economy. With Donald Trump's return to the presidency, Washington's policies have grown more aggressive, met by Beijing's strategic countermeasures. The stakes are high. Global supply chains, national security, and the very nature of the internet are all in play. The US has long led in innovation, but China's rapid rise, fueled by state investment, is the biggest challenge in a generation. This isn't just about microchips or AI, it's about whose technological values will set the global standard. The world is being forced to choose sides, risking inefficiencies and higher costs. At its core, this is an ideological contest: open, democratic tech versus state-controlled digital infrastructure. The outcome will shape not just economies, but the future of society itself. The US-China tech war didn't appear overnight. It's been building for over a decade. Early concerns about Chinese IP theft and cyber espionage led to diplomatic protests, but by 2018, the US took direct action against Huawei, marking a shift to open strategic competition. China responded with massive investments in self-sufficiency, launching initiatives like Made in China 2025 to dominate key tech sectors. The US expanded restrictions, targeting more Chinese firms and cutting off access to critical technology, especially advanced semiconductors. Each side saw the other's moves as aggressive, locking both into a cycle of escalation. By 2025, the Trump administration inherited a tech war already in full swing. Years of tariffs, sanctions, and export controls set the stage for today's high-stakes confrontation. The rivalry has now become a defining feature of global politics. 2025 began with the Trump administration imposing a near-total ban on AI chip exports to China, aiming to halt Beijing's progress in next-gen tech. US cloud services were also restricted, cutting off Chinese firms from vital AI training resources. China struck back, tightening export controls on rare earth minerals essential for electronics and military hardware. This tit-for-tat disrupted global supply chains and sent shockwaves through markets. Tariffs soared, freezing much of US-China trade until a fragile Geneva truce offered a brief pause. Both nations doubled down on domestic investment. The US poured billions into semiconductor manufacturing, while China ramped up support for its tech giants. Beijing prioritized building an independent tech stack from chips to AI. The result, a deepening race for technological self-reliance. The tech war is no longer about slowing a rival, it's about total independence. The world is feeling the consequences. The tech war is fought across three main fronts: AI, semiconductors, and telecom. The US still leads in foundational AI models, but China is closing the gap with its own powerful language models. US policy blocks China from advanced chips, forcing Chinese firms to innovate with what they have and accelerate homegrown chip development. Semiconductors are the lifeblood of the digital economy, and the US and allies control the most advanced parts of the supply chain. China's SMIC is making progress but still lags behind leaders like TSMC and Samsung. In telecom, China's Huawei dominates 5G infrastructure globally, especially in developing nations. The US is now investing in 6G, aiming to set the next wave of standards with allies. Both sides are building global alliances, America with the EU, India and Japan, China with Russia, Iran and Belt and Road partners. The world is splitting into competing tech blocks. Standards, supply chains and digital governance are fragmenting along geopolitical lines. The battle for supremacy is global and intensifying. The US-China tech war is dividing the world, threatening decades of global integration. The risk, a splinter net with two rival spheres, one US-led, one China-centered. Nations are being forced to choose sides, raising costs and stifling innovation. Control over global standards is at stake, with each side pushing its own values and governance models. The fight for supply chain security is reshaping trade, as countries scramble to reduce dependence on China and Taiwan. These shifts disrupt economies, increase uncertainty, and could slow global growth. The tech war is about more than technology, it's about who sets the rules for the digital age. The world is now navigating a new era of rivalry with consequences that will last for decades.